The year is 1861. The month, June. The place, a sleepy stretch of Virginia farmland near a church named Big Bethel. Here, on this seemingly unremarkable ground, the American Civil War will see its first significant land battle. The idyllic peace of the countryside is shattered by the roar of cannon fire. Smoke fills the air, obscuring the bright summer sun. Men, young and old, dressed in blue and gray, clash in a chaotic and deadly dance. This is Big Bethel, a small battle with big implications. The Battle of Big Bethel, though a relatively small engagement, served as a harsh wake-up call for both sides. It was a stark reminder that this war, thought by many to be short-lived, would be a long and bloody affair. It was a baptism by fire for thousands of inexperienced soldiers, many of whom had never seen combat before. And it was a sign of the challenges and complexities that lay ahead for both the Union and the Confederacy. Virginia, the birthplace of presidents and the heart of the Confederacy, becomes a crucial battleground. The Virginia Peninsula, a narrow strip of land between the York and James rivers, takes on strategic importance. Control of the peninsula offers a path to Richmond, the Confederate capital. Both sides recognize the peninsula's significance. Union General Benjamin Butler, commanding Fort Monroe at the tip of the peninsula, seeks to secure his position. He sets his sights on Confederate outposts at Big Bethel and Little Bethel. Confederate forces under the command of Colonel John Magruder, a flamboyant and experienced officer, dig in to defend the peninsula. They construct earthworks and fortifications, determined to hold back the Union advance. On June 9, 1861, General Butler sets his plan in motion. He orders a force of over 3,000 Union troops, mostly inexperienced volunteers, to march towards Big Bethel. Their objective: to dislodge the Confederates and secure the peninsula for the Union. The Union force, composed of infantry, artillery, and cavalry, sets off under the cover of darkness. They march through the night, their way lit by a waning moon. Meanwhile, Confederate Colonel Magruder prepares his smaller force of around 1,100 men to meet the Union assault. He deploys his troops strategically, utilizing the terrain to their advantage. Earthworks and artillery batteries are positioned to repel the Union attack. Magruder, known for his theatrical flair, even orders branches and foliage to be placed around his artillery, disguising their true strength from Union scouts. The morning of June 10th dawns hot and humid. The Union advance, commanded by Brigadier General Ebenezer Pierce, a West Point graduate, stumbles into a series of mishaps and misunderstandings. Orders are misinterpreted, leading to delays and confusion. Friendly fire breaks out between two Union regiments, adding to the chaos. The element of surprise, crucial to the Union plan, is lost. The Confederates, alerted to the Union advance, are ready and waiting. As the Union troops approach Big Bethel, they are met with a hail of Confederate artillery fire. The battle begins in earnest. Despite the early confusion and setbacks, the Union soldiers display courage and determination. They charge into the teeth of Confederate fire, their muskets blazing. The battle rages for hours, a chaotic mix of cannon fire, musket volleys, and hand-to-hand combat. One of the most dramatic moments of the battle occurs at a fortified position known as the Battery. Here, a company of Confederate infantry, under the command of Major George Pickett, who would later gain fame at Gettysburg, makes a desperate stand. Outnumbered and outgunned, Pickett's men fight with fierce determination. They pour volley after volley into the advancing Union ranks, their muskets taking a heavy toll. However, the Union soldiers press their attack with equal ferocity. One Union soldier, a young private named George Washington Jones, distinguishes himself with his bravery. Jones, armed with only a musket and bayonet, single-handedly charges a Confederate artillery piece. He bayonets the gun crew and captures the cannon, an act of valor that earns him the Medal of Honor. As the sun begins to set, the tide of battle turns against the Union forces. Their attacks repulsed, their ranks depleted, and their morale shaken, the Union commanders order a retreat. The Confederates, exhausted but victorious, hold the field. The Battle of Big Bethel is over. The human cost of the battle, though relatively small compared to later engagements, is significant. Union casualties number around 76, including killed, wounded, and missing. Confederate losses are far lighter, totaling only 8. Big Bethel, despite its small scale, has a lasting impact on both sides. For the Union, it exposes the shortcomings of their volunteer army, poor training, inadequate leadership, and logistical challenges. The defeat at Big Bethel forces the Union High Command to reassess their strategies and make improvements in training and organization. For the Confederacy, Big Bethel provides a much-needed morale boost. It is a propaganda victory, proof that their citizen soldiers can stand up to the might of the Union Army. The Battle of Big Bethel, though often overshadowed by larger and bloodier engagements, holds a significant place in the Civil War's narrative. It marks the beginning of the long and bloody struggle for Virginia. It serves as a harsh lesson for both sides, highlighting the realities of war and the need for effective leadership, training, and strategy. And it foreshadows the long and difficult road ahead, a road that will lead to Gettysburg, Vicksburg, and ultimately, Appomattox. The echoes of the battle still resonate at Big Bethel today. The battlefield, preserved as a historical park, stands as a silent testament to the courage, sacrifice, and tragedy of that day. It is a place where visitors can reflect on the human cost of war, and remember the words of President Abraham Lincoln who, just a few months after Big Bethel, would write, "The mystic chords of memory will yet swell the chorus of the Union, when again touched, as surely they will be by the better angels of our nature."